right, everybody, we're going to call the meeting to order. Welcome to Harvard Extension Student Association General Assembly. All right, yeah, we do a lot of clapping around here, so that's one of the rules. Feel free to clap anytime for any reason, preferably after someone speaks or someone's introduced. Feel free to clap at any time, and feel free to move forward a little closer to the front. Not pointing at anyone, unless you have to leave early or something like that. But thank you all for being here, for coming out this beautiful Friday evening. This is our last General Assembly of the year, and thank you all for coming out. How many have at least 2 papers left? Okay, cool. How many have at least more than 3 papers left? Oh man, okay. Well, we'll keep it short tonight so you can get back out to those papers, but we do have a lot to go through tonight, so we'll get right to it. First off, I want to welcome you all. So we're working through that very, very well. It is not only the last General Assembly of this academic year, but it is my last General Assembly as president, and I've been president for 2 years, so this is a little sentimental, and I'm going to try not to cry. So, yeah, thank you guys. It's been quite a ride, and yeah, when I first got involved in the Extension School back in California as a distance student, I had no clear idea that this is where I'd be or how it would turn out, and I'm so thankful for all of you and all of the people who have been involved over the past 2 years in the Student Association, all the club leaders, all the directors, all the volunteers, everyone who spent so much time has really made HESA what it is. So I couldn't have done it without all of your help, everyone being involved, being dedicated, and so thank you so much. Let's give everyone else. So, Letitia has been fantastic. Aaron Williams is here as well, current vice president. This is his last meeting as president. And yeah, and I'm just so thankful, and I'll be saying more. We do have the commencement gala coming up the day after commencement, so I'll be saying some more goodbyes and thank yous there. And I'll be wearing a cap and gown at that event as well. How many will be wearing their cap and gown? How many are graduating? Yeah? We got, okay, cool. We got some graduates here. Let's get some graduates a hand. Yeah! And this is going to be a fantastic day. May 24th, looking forward to commencement so much, very excited about that. And as you know, some of you know, I've been accepted to the Kennedy School, so I start there in the fall. And so I'll be around, be able to help with the new administration, which I do want to bring up as well. I want to bring up Aaron. Come on up, Aaron, and say a quick hello to everyone. And greeting. Aaron has done so much great work throughout this year, been so involved, appreciated, and specifically with the Constitution reform, worked endlessly, tirelessly, and done such a great job, also leading with the rest of the team. So, Aaron, say a few words.
Oh, that was very sweet. Thank you. I had a great time with HESA. It was my 1 and only year with HESA, and I kind of plunged in as vice president. I'm so glad I did. I'm terribly sorry I didn't get involved earlier on. I wish I had, truly. I'm so encouraged to see people who come up to meetings and step into director roles and get involved with the Leadership Immersion Program, and all the other opportunities are really great. So you guys keep doing that. It's a wonderful thing to be involved with your student community and your student government. Philip mentioned the Constitution. It's kind of what I can leave to the association on my way out. I hope that it helps, that it works, and if it doesn't, you guys can amend it. So. But you guys will do a great job, and Rashawn, you're going to do a great job. Thank you.
Cheers for Aaron Williams. All right, so we do have a get to know yourself. So stand up really quick, just turn around, shake hands with someone that you haven't met quickly, and the food is here, so you can grab some food. We're going to take like 2 minutes for this. So go shake hands with someone you haven't met, someone you don't know. Grab some food. Something to drink, and we'll be right back, okay?
Sheldon, nice to meet you.
Now I Philip, I would guess. Yeah, yeah, I think
All right. All right, we're going to go back to order here. If you're still getting some food, go ahead and grab that. We got a few things to get through, and some people have to leave. Some papers due tonight. So we're going to try to move through this quickly. We're going to talk about HESA, what's going on. It is election season, and we just recently had the president and vice presidential elections. And so in just a second, I'm going to have the new president come up and greet you all. Vice President, she couldn't be here tonight. And we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events. The Commencement Gala, the ALM Thesis Forum, and the River Boat Cruise through the Alumni Association. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to get an introduction from the candidates who are running for the director position. So we just finished the president, vice presidential election, and we're going to hear from the directors tonight. I want to thank the elections committee for Carl. You want to stand up and Carl, the election committee did a great job. Aaron's also been helping out with the election committee. So thank you to everyone that's been involved working on that. And Kamal. Kamal, welcome back. Good to see Kamal here, back from India. Came all the way from India to be here with us. And then we're going to do club talk, of course, which is always a highlight of our GA meetings. So the club leaders are going to come and talk about what's going on and discuss the current club happenings. And then we'll have breakout time. Of course, we say our General Assembly meetings are part business, part social, and totally awesome. So we're going to get through some of the business so you guys can, those of you that can, stay, get to know each other. One of the most awesome benefits of being involved in your student community is getting to know your classmates, the students that are here with you taking classes, that are sharing this experience with you. It makes it such a richer, deeper experience. So we're going to have some opportunity for that as well. And that's been one of the most beneficial things from my experience here as well. So I'll let Dad digress. But I want to introduce you to the new HESA president, who will start at the end of this this academic year, Krishan Aurora. Come on. It was a very difficult fought election, but we actually had other candidates that were in the election, in the campaign, and I guess dropped out. But Krishan, I want you to greet everyone. Say hello.
Thank you for everything. Thank you, Philip and Lakeisha, for really building the infrastructure, and the entire HESA team, Kamal, Philip, Lakeisha, who really put in so much time and effort to solidify the Constitution, to really bring HESA to the map in front of the administration. It's all thanks to them that HESA is in the limelight of the entire school, not only the extension program, but the entire school. And it's because of Philip and Lakeisha and the entire administration over the past year's hard work that I'm more than privileged to take HESA to even greater heights now, thanks to your hard work. So if you're not involved now, like I keep saying this to everyone that I meet, especially this time around, everyone at 51 Brattle and everyone all across Harvard knows of HESA and the presence we've established. And now is the time for us to really make solidified moves to the entire university. So if you're not getting involved, please talk to me after. We can definitely talk about a position we can find for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishan. Well, I remember Krishan, it was actually this past fall. In the fall, Krishan showed up at Extend the Night. Thursday night at Queen's Head, showed up to the HESA Extend the Night. He just kept hanging around, like, I want to get more involved, I want to help, what can I do, how can I get more involved? And that's kind of how I got started, and many of you that have served in leadership roles kind of got started. You just started showing up and saying, what can I do, how can I help, how what areas can I get involved? And some of you that are running for director positions as well tonight can share that sentiment as well. And it's been great to see Krishan get really involved this year, right in the heat of things. He said, whatever you need, I'm here to help. I can do anything. Crazy time, middle of the night. Krishan's there. He's dedicated. So I'm glad to see the organization moving forward under Krishan's leadership. So it's going to be a great year next year. I'm excited about that. And also, Monica Lutz was elected vice president as well, and she can't be here. She's our distance liaison. She couldn't be here today, but you saw her if you were here at the last GA meeting. She was here with a blender, which was quite an interesting candidate speech. So I'm looking forward to a great year, and I'm looking forward to seeing who the directors are going to be to work on this amazing team moving HESA forward in the coming year. So a couple quick upcoming events, really quick, and then we're going to move into the candidates. The Commencement Gala. How many know about the Commencement Gala? Okay, so most of you already know about this, so this is going to be a recap. Some of you, those of you who don't know, this is the major event, the end of the year event for HESA at the day after commencement. So commencement is?
May 13th.
No?
25th?
No? Commencement.
Oh,
graduation.
24th.
24. Yeah,
But
those
the
of you-
gala
those
is
of you
the
who have
25th.
reserved your cap and gown, you guys know it's May 24th. So this event is May 25th. It's the day after commencement. It's the final farewell from the Student Association and the hello with a big hug from the Alumni Association. So we're working with the Harvard Extension Alumni Association to present at this event to make sure you have everything you need to know as an alum and make sure you have a great time celebrating on your way out as a student. And it's also a great opportunity because a lot of us have family coming in for commencement. To come to this event, it's going to be formal at the Loeb House. It's a beautiful venue inside Harvard Yard. It's a fantastic, fantastic building. We're going to have refreshments and entertainment, and we're going to be doing the Student Choice Awards. How many know about the Student Choice Awards? Okay, you guys are involved. That's great. So last count, I think we had like 30 nominations for off the top. I'm not sure how many nominations, but something like 30 nominations. We need more, and the nomination period is still open through, I believe, May 1st. So the nomination form, you can find it on the HESA website. There's a big graphic with orange. It says Student Choice Awards. This is our opportunity to give back to the administration, the faculty, and the advisors that do so much for us throughout the year. So we're going to be giving away the awards, like the Academy Awards ceremony that night. So you definitely want to get your nominations in. If you've had an advisor that's helped you out a lot, a professor that's helped you out a lot, that's really meant something to you while you've been here, definitely nominate them for this award. It's going to be fantastic. So that's a lot of fun. That happens at the gala as well. So you definitely don't want to miss out. And it's a great opportunity as well. If you're leaving Harvard, if you're graduating and moving on, this is a great last chance to fill up your contact list with all the other students that are here that have just graduated, and also get to hang out with some of the faculty and administrators. So it's going to be a great opportunity. Don't miss that. And tickets are available now, and they're going fast. And there were free tickets. There were a limited number of free tickets for graduates. I believe this may already be gone. Today, when the tickets were released, I think they might have blown out. But the tickets are $35, and that's for everyone. So if you are not graduating, you're still welcome. That's a question we may get. So obviously, we hope the graduates will get the majority of the tickets, but students who are also, if you're not graduating, it's a great event to come to as well. All right, so that's the Commencement Gala, May 25th. Everybody say Commencement Gala, May 25th?
Commencement Gala, May 25th.
Okay, good job. And when does the Student Choice Awards window close?
The 4th?
May 1st.
Oh, 1st.
May
4th?
4th.
4th.
Is it 4th?
1st? 4th.
Oh, okay, I thought it was 1st, so thank you guys.
It's 4th. Right?
Okay, super. All right, so make sure you get your nominations in as soon as possible. If you get them in by May 1st, then you'll definitely have them in by May 4th. So that's a good strategy. Also, the ALM thesis forum. Saul, you want to come up and talk about that? Sarah Rodman has been working with the ALM, the administration, that's Harvard Extension School Administration.
She
And
may
Saul's
be
going
joining us later.
Okay, great. Saul's going to give us an update on her behalf.
Yes. Harvard Extension School undergrad and graduate students are invited to volunteer at the upcoming thesis forums and reception. They're on May 15th and 16th. You'll be helping with hospitality. The presentations take place on campus from about mid-afternoon into the evening. outstanding soon-to-graduate students selected by each department defend their thesis. It gives a chance to demystify the thesis process for anyone who's interested in this. You also get to meet representatives of the Extension School administration and the faculty. Volunteers will be helping out, but you'll also have a chance to hear the presentations. So please contact Sarah Rodman to volunteer. There you go. Thanks.
Super, thanks. ALM Thesis Forum, I was able to attend part of it last year, and if you've ever had a chance to attend it, it's a great event. It's a great opportunity. How many of you are working on an ALM thesis in this room? Anyone in here in this room? How's it going?
Oh, LM.
ALM? ALM thesis? Any others? I got a couple. Okay. How's it going?
So everything's undergraduate.
Well, so you can come to this event, get some updates, see what other people are doing. So it's definitely a good opportunity. So don't miss that. The date is, how many remember the date? May 15th and 16th. All right, very good.
But contact her soon so she knows how many volunteers she has.
Yes, we need volunteers, so please
Email.
write your Sarah Rodman at fas.harvard.edu for volunteers. All right, thank you very much for it's a great opportunity to be involved in. It's been typically up at the SOCH building. It's a 2-day event, as you know, so it's a good opportunity to get involved. So definitely come help out with that, please. Also, the River Boat Cruise, Charles River Boat Cruise, put on by the Harvard Extension Alumni Association. They wanted us to mention this tonight. There are tickets available for students. This is predominantly an alumni event, but they have made it open to students as well. I believe the date is May 5th. May 5th, and you can get your tickets at alumni.extension.harvard.edu. I believe is the link. Someone check that out. If you can't find the link to purchase the tickets, let us know and we'll correct that. All right, so we're going to move into get to know your candidates. All right, so when the elections committee, you want to come on down and help us with this process. All right, let's give them a hand.
We had our presidential and vice presidential elections. Our elections committee includes Aaron, who's our current vice president, as well as Long, who's also on the committee. So we have 2 directors that are here. We want to give an opportunity for the directors to introduce themselves. It's very informal, and what we're looking to do is a quick 3-minute introduction speech. And that 3 minutes, we're going to see if we can parse it out of the video and place it along with a quick statement that they have, so that it will help anybody who is not here and who's going to be voting. And so if I can ask, so behind me are the different positions that are here, so 3 on each, besides Sarah Rodman, who's not running for any position. And so, as you can see, almost all of them are contested. There's Sam and Muhammad that's there in finance. And we want to make it as friendly as possible. And so we had a discussion beforehand. These are the nominations and nominees that are there, but we still have to go through the due process and make sure that each one is still getting votes. So hopefully they vote for themselves, and hopefully you guys vote for them as well. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we need to have a turnout on the election. So even if you have to just go in and vote, cast your vote, it means a lot, especially when we see the final number and when the dean's office sees it. They know that we're still participating, we're still active. So we want to make sure that you vote regardless of who you vote for, or even if you don't think one of the candidates is eligible, you cannot vote for them. And so we do see that somebody did not vote for that person of the total vote count is there, and so we see a no confidence vote that goes up. So your vote does count. It's a vote for the person or no confidence that comes up. So if I can ask, of the people that are here, if I can ask you to come up, please. And then what I'll do is I'll have a quick timer, and either way, whichever way you guys want to start, and we'll see if we can record it. And then we'll take questions together at the end after all the candidates are gone. All right? Any questions?
Can we have a round of applause for the candidates?
Yeah. whenever you are.
Hi, I'm Solomon Gray. I'm sorry to be uncontested. We did this last time and I was uncontested then too. That doesn't mean you have to vote for me. As he said, you can abstain, and I urge you to vote. Whether you vote for me or abstain, get your vote in there because it means that you're involved. And that's really important. If you don't like the people who are being put before you, they need to know that. You know, we need to hear that. So vote. As far as what I plan to do, we have this really nifty new document that so much work was put into this year. It's very different from how HESA has been up till now, and we're all going to be working on changing how we do things to go by this. I hope everybody's read it. If you don't, you're in for some surprises, so I hope you check it out. It changes how we do some things. It changes what goes up on, you'll see our votes, you'll see our tallies, things like that, as far as board votes and things. We're now, incorporating as a not-for-profit. This is a big deal. I'm excited to be a part of this. Director of Student Affairs does more than that. I'm somebody who is here for your problems, for your needs, for funds. So we're going to be looking to start a whole lot of new funds. We've got, the application process. We're coming out with a brochure to help explain it. It's really not complicated. You get 10 friends in an application. We write some bylaws. There's funding. It's going to be a very exciting year. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks.
Well said, thank you. If we could have Sam come up, and whenever you're ready.
I think we're going to
Well, my name is Sam Barlow. I'm running for the position of Director of Finance. I feel kind of pressured being the only contested candidate in this election. But first, I'd like to begin by telling you about myself, my work, and why I'm running for the said position. Over the last couple of years, I've worked in politics, and specifically I've worked in the private sector of politics as a lobbyist in the state of Utah. And as I've worked in the state of Utah for a lobbying firm, we have represented and managed accounts for clients in many diversified fields. Over this past legislative year, we managed and lobbied for 22 different companies that included international and domestic corporations and businesses, nonprofit organizations, quasi-governmental entities, cities and towns, and schools. But specifically, I'd like to talk about the nonprofit organizations that we ran. And Autism Speaks was one of our biggest clients. And Autism Speaks, as many of you might know, is a nonprofit advocacy group for autism dedicated to the holistic treatment of people affected with autism. And through the forging of partnerships and pursuit of funds with key senators, representatives, constituents, and businesses, we were able to compile and fund a multi-million-dollar fund for these families that are affected with autism. And like many of you know, HESA is a nonprofit association, and the ongoing pursuit of funds and partnerships is its lifeblood. Thus, the position of Director of Finance is vital. And if elected as Director of Finance, I would adhere to current HESA paths of funding, and also I pursue innovative new faucets of funding. I believe if HESA would be more able to connect to the student body if it had its current funding and future funding expanded by way of events, activities, organizations, and groups. I'm currently an ALB student concentrating in economics and have vast, profound professional work experience, and I believe I am the best candidate for the Director of Finance, and I would be honored to have your vote and represent and support you, the student body, in next year's 2012 academic year as Director of Finance. Thank you.
Please.
Hi everyone. So I didn't know I was speaking tonight, so bear with me if I kind of run on. Some of you know me, some of you don't. My name is Jessamine Spain, and I am running for the Director of Events position. I'm glad I got to follow Sam because a lot of the great things we're going to do with finances is throw fun parties and have great events. My first experience with HESA was actually at the first Masquerade Ball, which Philip actually started under his administration. And when I moved up here to finish out my degree, I actually knew I wanted to get involved somehow. This year I've had the pleasure of working with the Harvard Extension Business Society. It's been really fun. I've been the Director of Events with them, and we have one Sunday, the e-conference, come out, you'll have fun. Shameless plug there. And I also have my own company where I do events marketing and PR for corporations that are economically and socially responsible. So I'm really excited to have been nominated for this position. I want to do some really great things, especially reaching out to the distant students, because being one myself, I know how important that is. And it's a big part of what we're about, is being able to bring Harvard to the community and the community back to Harvard. So I hope to be able to do that, and I would really love your vote. So thanks, everybody.
If I can ask the three candidates to step back up. We'll do a little quick question and answer if the audience has any questions. But before we do that, I want to let everybody know that we had a slew of candidates that were nominated. The nominations restriction is that they have to be degree candidates and they cannot be graduating, and so that reduces it down a lot. But what we have is deputy directors, which will be assisting the new representative board after their election. And those ones do not have to be candidates as far as a degree program. So if anybody's interested, looking to get involved, and think that they can play a role in one of these positions, feel free to step up and meet the candidates. And that's really the forum that we have today. And as far as the details of the election, an email will be sent out from the Dean's office on Monday. As we had for the President and Vice President, the email got sent out about Monday, 9 p.m. And so I'm hoping it gets sent out somewhere on Monday as well, but just because of the mass amount of emails that has to be sent out from the Dean's office, it takes a bit of time. And so hopefully Monday you'll get an email at some time. And the election period will end Friday at 5 p.m. And it'll be through Qualtrics, the same exact system that we had for President and Vice President. So if you have any questions for any of the candidates, so we limit the questions to 3 to make it fair for everybody. And if you have a specific question, you can ask the candidate. And so if I can ask Sol to step up on the spotlight. So you can ask 3 questions for an individual and 3 group questions. And we'll do the individual questions first.
Hi. So can I ask a question to all 3 of you?
Sure, we can do that as soon as we ask the individual ones.
Sure. So basically it's for all, now that
Sorry.
I know, I'm sure, it's because they're a team, right?
Right.
Eventually they work as a team. So I've been involved with HESA too for more than a year, maybe a year and a half too. So now that we are graduating, I'm sure many of us in this room, and as alums, we want to know what can you, we still want to be, I know there is a association, but still, how as current HESA team would you probably plug us in, or so that we still feel a part of the community, because we do want to. So do you guys have any plans, or how can you guys work around that? Because we would love to still feel at home.
Great question. For answers, why don't I just go 1, 2, 3, and we'll use this as one of the group questions.
That sounds great. First of all, you're still allowed to come to a lot of the events and the meetings. You know this. You know this. But everybody else might not. Yes, come on in. Alums, I believe, are welcome at the meetings, the General Assembly. There will be some that are HESA members only, but in general, there are going to be a lot of activities that you're going to be welcome at. There will probably be some fundraisers that I will let other people speak to. And as far as I'm concerned, we can still use your help.
I'm not going to say, oh, an alum? Nah, no. You can call me anytime, Pearl, and I will put you to work.
Yeah, I still want to be at the expense of the students.
And the Harvard Extension Alumni Association is a great organization to also get involved in and needs help and needs a lot. I mean, one of the reasons to have the gala event is to transition into the HEA as well. It's a great opportunity. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't mean to cut her off the outgoing president, but I'll let the candidates be, and the forum can be yours right afterwards.
Well, just to kind of piggyback off what Sam said, obviously we're going to have a lot of events, and a big part of what we do is open them up to, Harvard as a whole. While it's great that, HESA has our own special events for us, I think to, increase our prominence in the Harvard community and just let people know that, hey, we're here and we, do amazing things on this campus just like everybody else does, and make sure that they know that, obviously that's a big part of what we're going to do through the events. And like she said, obviously you can volunteer, help us spread the word. That's the big part of it. Actually getting people to the events is the most important thing. So it's a big part of it too.
Yeah, and I think you guys both struck on great chords, but alumni are, such a crucial and essential part of why we're here at this Harvard and especially the association. And I think that area of the alumni is a great area where we can foster and if there's willing people to come and support, there's plenty of groups and activities that we could get involved in, and it'd be a great effort.
Thank you, guys. Pearl, how would you feel about an alumni association and HESA mentoring?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's great, but
Sorry,
I
so-
think we just want to see this like.
Yeah, I don't mean, I love the discussion. I don't mean to interrupt by any means. If we can keep it to question and answer, and then we can open it up for discussion afterwards. Second question.
So this is specific to one person, right?
Sure.
Okay, so Saul, are we doing Saul first?
Yes.
Okay, Saul. Hi, Saul.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. So as student advocacy, tell us a couple of things you'd like to see happen in the coming year, around student advocacy specific. Student
Well,
affairs.
first of all, I would like to see us getting information out, not just on the website, but in print form, get it into libraries, things like that. I would like us to make a club starter packet, things like that, ways for people to easily get the information everywhere they turn in their experience here. Because we have information everywhere, but people have to go fishing for it a little bit here and a little bit here. As HESA, we have the ability to collect in one place all the resources that students have access to. And I would really like to see those pushed just everywhere and have people have access to it. And the other thing that I am really behind is Monica's revamping of the websites. I think that getting the distance students involved and engaged is a critical part of the student experience. I mean, it's something that all of the students would benefit by, not just the distance students.
So, a second question for Sol, please.
Yes. What, since this is your first year actually doing this job, was there any particular unexpected challenge, to this job, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Yes, the challenge is that there are things that are so important that they derail individual decisions. This Constitution was more important than anything that we were doing. Full stop. It was the most important thing for us to do this year. We all had ideas that we wanted to do at the beginning of the year, and I had to be able to set those aside and say, okay, this is about what students need. They need a HESA Constitution. That's it. And there are other things. So how I dealt with that was, for example, pulling together these information. I got together a lot of the brochures. I didn't know that I was running unopposed. I was ready to hand those over to whoever was next so that they would have these pieces of information to produce right away. And that's been good for me. I mean, it's very humbling to realize that the reason you get into something is actually the reason that you're going to be doing it. I got into it to help. And all of a sudden I find out that my ideas of helping may not be what they need most. Which is tough, but it's great. Because it means that I was able to work on what we needed most.
A third question? Sure.
What's your position wide directory, and what will you do to ensure that ALB and ALM candidates actually get listed in the directory, so as to not compromise our status as members of the Harvard community?
I think that's important, and I haven't examined it enough to know exactly what steps I need to take. I know that it has been an issue of contention before. I know that it has been brought before the dean at least once. One of the things that I have to start doing is fostering relationships with these people so that I can get in front of them and say, here is why. One of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm requiring now by the Constitution to run polls for the community. That's going to be easy.
But what's your individual opinion?
I think we should be. I think there's no question. We are Harvard University students. I don't think that extension studies belongs on our diplomas.
Thank you.
I mean, so what I'm going to be doing is finding out what the best way to get that to happen is. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try.
Questions for any of the other candidates? Sure.
For Jeff, so what kind of party are we getting?
Well, we don't know yet, but if I'm elected, if you vote for me, I am always available via email, talk, text, Skype, I don't care. And give me some ideas. I mean, you know, a big part of we're the student association, so you tell me what you want and we'll see if we can make it happen.
I would love to help.
Awesome, awesome. Well, definitely talk with me afterwards and we'll exchange information.
One of the things that's the most important student event besides the graduation. What's
Well,
your biggest HESA event?
for me personally, it was the masquerade ball. I was a business student in DC the first year that we did it, and the way that it was put out there, I was like, I cannot miss this. I have to get out there for it. I came up literally the night before, stayed just the day, and had to get back home because I had to work the next day. But it was incredible. It was my one day here. I didn't know anybody. I met wonderful people that when I finally did get the chance to move up here a year or so later, I'm still in contact with them. Parole being one of them, a couple of other people I've randomly run into here and there around campus. So to me, that was the one event which I felt like, you know, I knew I wanted to be a part of it. I came up for it, and I want to keep it going and make it bigger and better every single year. So that was the one that I think was pretty important for me. Sure. Anybody else?
I have a question for Saul.
Sorry.
We're on Destiny.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
And we used up Saul's 3 questions.
Oh, sorry.
You can
I'm
ask
sorry.
all of us later.
But she'll be here after.
Yeah.
Excellent. Any other questions?
All right, for just me?
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit more about like your background, like managing teams on events and stuff like that? Like,
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, I moved up here, like I said, actually just at the end of August. When I came up here, I wanted to get involved, and I actually got involved with the Harvard Extension Business Society. And we've actually done a lot of really amazing things this past year. I've been really grateful to be a part of that and be able to kind of, you know, just kind of get into the Harvard community, working with people. You know, obviously sometimes you're going to have people with differing opinions, especially on the events as to which way they want to go, and you just have to kind of roll with those things. In my past professional experience, I've, you know, managed a bunch of startup companies. I've now started up my own, and we're doing amazing things. We do a lot of like large-scale events. We're doing a big charity walkathon along the Memorial Drive on May 13th. I've done a couple of foundation fundraisers for like the Bruins Foundation and things of that nature. So I definitely really enjoy working with people, and I kind of love people actually. So I like to talk, and so if anybody wants to talk or work with me, throw me ideas, volunteer, I'm always here to help you out with that.
Any other questions? Any questions? Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, Justin, this is really exciting. I'm curious why, you know, events is your passion. You know, why I know that you're really talented in other ways. Obviously, you're great. You're in PR. So why did you pick events? I know that there are other.
Well, for me personally, it makes sense. Like I said, I have my own event planning company. Marketing and PR just kind of fall into it. I feel like if you're gonna, for me, with my own company, if I'm going to plan events, I need to be able to properly market them and get the word out as well. But the planning of the event, being there, seeing the execution of it, seeing people happy is what makes me happy at the end of the day. So when I'm able to be a part of something and people walk away with a smile and they're talking about it the next day and for the next week and they're telling other people about it and they're like, oh my gosh, I had such a great time. That's what I want to hear. That's what makes me feel like I'm making a difference. So that's why I choose events. So thank you.
Sam, can I put you on spotlight? Any questions for Sam?
Hey Sam, thanks for coming out. Good job. So you talked a lot about your past experience, and that was great. That was really helpful, and specifically nonprofit. Can you talk a little bit more about what kinds of things you might envision for the future, like with HESA specifically, like what kinds of creative and innovative things you think we could do to, do more finance, fundraising, and things like that?
Well, thank you for the question. Yeah, I work closely with the presidency and the dean of students to find out which areas have been untapped. And Baru brought the alumni, and then, alumni could be a great asset to HESA if we're able to, find an avenue or a faucet to draw funds from alumni. And that's just one example, but I'd have to work closely with the presidency and the team to find out which areas haven't been tapped.
So, as you know, there's like sort of two sides to the director of finance position, right? On the one hand, it's making sure that our finances are in order. On the other hand, it's sort of thinking of like sort of as a CFO kind of role where you're thinking of creative ways to generate revenue for the organization. And like we get a pretty small budget from Dean Schnagle, relatively small, like comparatively.
Yeah.
Do you have ideas around revenue generation for HESA?
Yeah. Are you specifically different ideas?
Well,
or?
if you have thought of any, if during your time of pondering running for director of finance, do you have any ideas or?
Yeah, of course. Like the one I just stated, I think an idea to. Are you talking about fundraising efforts or?
Yeah.
I think fundraising efforts, going through different areas like the alumni and having events that could, bring in more money to our HESA group are all wonderful things that I've thought about and will bring to the next academic year.
Great.
Any other questions for Sam? We have one more left in the bank. We also have 2 questions left as a group to each one of the candidates. Any group questions? Can I take a group question?
Why not?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's excellent that you guys are volunteering, and it's excellent that it's a volunteer position. So how is it that you guys are able to commit time at the same time you have your own life and classes and everything to worry about, that running businesses and making sure that your wife, kids, family are always good? So how are you managing that time, and how will that affect you in the next year?
No wife, kids, family. I work, I go to school, I do this. I mean, this is what I do.
So I don't sleep. I drink a lot of coffee and energy shots. No, actually, I'm not good at not having anything to do, which is weird, I know. But if I'm sitting around with nothing to do, I kind of go crazy, which is why I have my own company and I do a lot of other things. But for me, I prioritize, and if it comes down to what, this is more important than me going and getting my nails done this weekend, then I'm going to do that. So, it's just about managing wisely your time and priorities for me. So.
I was wondering why I saw you guys in the libraries at 3 in the morning. No, I just recently moved and relocated to here to Boston, so I'm fully committed to serve the student body and prepared for the challenge and excited for it.
Excellent. I have one question back there.
I have a question for Director of Finance.
Yes.
How do you plan to structure the funding schemes for clubs next year?
Well, the structure, I will go into and here's the current structure of the HESA organization and work for different innovative, ways and find out which ways, which clubs utilize the money efficiently and which clubs need more or have, more groups and events they want to do that would promote more of a, a student association build. And ultimately, to reach the student body is our ultimate goal. So a structure, a financial structure to reach the student body and facilitate the clubs and organizations.
Excellent. We have one question left as a group, if anybody has one.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for spending your time to come out tonight and volunteering as you mentioned earlier. I'm curious to know what's the number one, like what's the most motivating reason for you to get involved in the student government?
I like my school. I really, really like my school. And the thing is, when I first started coming in, I didn't know HESA existed. HESA who? I was here for 2 years before I knew that HESA existed. But in that time, I enrolled 3 of my good friends in this school because I loved my school so much. And so, at that point, one of the people that I enrolled, my best friend over there, decided that I ought to be in student affairs because it was what I was doing anyway. So I volunteered and I got elected and I discovered that it was what I was doing anyway, but at a whole new level because I got to help get other people as excited about my school as I am. I mean, this is really symbolic for me that we have a night school where people who come from every background can come and do this together. And there is no reason why we can't be one of the most known schools in the country for doing this. We have people coming here who are brilliant, who are doing these things in their daily lives. They have jobs, they have companies. That needs to be on the map because that's what we are. And so I got involved because there's a chance that I can help do that. Yeah, I'm in. If you don't elect me, I'll volunteer. That's the deal. So we're good.
Make us cry now.
I hope it's surprise. You're not.
Thank you.
Wow, I forgot that. Well, yeah, I kind of agree with you. A big part of, my school career from high school up until now has always been very non-traditional. I guess it's kind of because I do my own thing sometimes. But to be able to come to this school and be a part of it and, just experience it and the people that are here, I think it's amazing. And I would not have had the ability to come to this school, even though it was something I wanted to do since I was like that big, if the extension school didn't exist. I've always had to work my way through school. I've always had to work my way through everything. So, to be able to be a part of this and plan amazing events that bring it to the greater Harvard Extension community is something that I am very proud to do. So,
Great. So, we're all here for a great education. I think we all share that commonality. But what is another thing is there's a great education in correlating with with fellow students. And I think that's my biggest motivation is getting involved in the government is to, meet and befriend like-minded individuals and learn from them. And also is learn as much as I can while I'm here at Harvard. And, I'll probably learn more from you guys than I will probably in class. Don't tell our professors that. But I think we all share a common goal to spend our time with like-minded individuals, and that's a motivating, that's a very motivating thing when we meet up with people that are all here for the common goal.
Excellent. Can I get a round of applause for you? Thanks for joining us tonight. And just as a reminder, Monday and Friday, that's going to be the time for voting. And please vote. Whether you vote for candidates or not is up to you, but make sure you cast your vote. If I can hand it off to Philip.
Video about the other candidates?
Yes.
All online.
The voting is all online. And you had another question, sorry?
The videos for the other candidates? Do they?
Yeah, so the videos for the other candidates, the beginning 3 minutes that we allotted, we have already told the other candidates about it, and they will be submitting those videos, and we'll submit that online as well as parsing these videos up. And so you'll see a quick blurb about the candidate as well as a video, and you'll be able to cast your vote after seeing those, or even if you've made up your mind before seeing those. Excellent. Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you very much. The candidates, it's so energizing and exciting for me to see new faces and new folks raising their hands to get involved in this amazing organization. So thank you all very much, and great questions, great speeches. It energizes me, and I'm excited for next year to see what's gonna happen in HESA. We're going to have our HESA treasurer come up, Odessa Williamson, in just a second, and she's going to give some updates to clubs quickly. We're moving into our club talk, and she's also she's been the leading force behind the commencement gala that we talked about earlier. So she's going to have a quick plea for volunteers as well. So if you're interested in getting involved, this is the woman you need to speak with. I want to briefly mention one thing that came up during the questions was the directory. I'll be happy to talk some more about that, but we have made good progress on that, and it's pretty much a done deal. We're just waiting for the technical aspects of it to come through. So we've had most of the meetings with the dean. So I'll be happy to talk with you afterwards. It's not really like we plan to talk about it, but I'll be happy to talk more about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's a great thing. Yeah.
Do you know if the email system and the Outlook system has anything to do with the directory listing? Because I know we're the only remaining population that utilizes the legacy system.
Yeah, as far as I know from the discussions with the administrations, it's purely just a logistical, technical thing. We just need to get the database moved over there. So good progress, and it should be any time now, for hopefully before the next academic year begins. So yeah, thank you for bringing it up. That is important. Yeah. Okay, great.
Philip, I'd like to thank you for taking one thing off my plate.
Oh yeah. So thank you all. Yeah, it's a great team effort, and not everyone comes up and speaks every GA meeting. So a lot of people do so much behind the scenes. You hear about Keisha, and you hear about other people like Kamal. You hear from time to time. You hear Parul, different things that they've done or do, and they don't get as much credit. So I want to just take a moment to give a big round of applause once again to the entire HESA team for doing such an amazing job for everything they've done this year. Thank you. And I will be giving more thank yous coming soon. So stay tuned for that. But I also want to talk about clubs, and we're going to move into club talk. But clubs are such a vital part of what we do. They're an important part of the student body. One of the first things I did when I moved here from California as the newly elected student president was meet with all the club leaders. Because the club leaders are already dedicated, they're involved, they're already doing things to participate in our student community. So I want to thank all the volunteers, the student presidents who are here, those who have been very dedicated and involved to doing great things in the student community, ongoing, creating opportunities for new students to meet with one another, putting on these events, and doing so many ongoing things that you hear about every GA meeting. So let's give all the club leaders one big round of applause. And we're going to have the club leaders come up and give a quick update from all the things that are happening. I know we have some exciting events coming up. We've had some exciting events that just happened, so we're going to get updates, and we're going to get previews of upcoming exciting things happening in the Harvard Extension student community. So Odessa, come on down, give us a quick update, and briefly mention the exciting opportunity to be involved in the HESA Gala commencement team. Odessa.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out this evening. just want to give you a quick overall expense report for the year. HESA by itself spent around $7,000. The clubs in the fall spent around $6,000, and the clubs in the spring, which some of this hasn't been utilized fully yet, is about $8,000, which brings that total to $15,000. And for the year, we have a $22,000 subtotal. So I thank you guys for all of your hard work and all of your patience. There's one major thing that happened just a couple of days ago. I sent out an email today. I'm not sure if all of you received it, but through Ian's office and the Assistant Director of Payroll and Accounts, they wanted us to revamp a couple of things in the reimbursement process. And basically, I think the major issue was that there were too many reimbursements coming in for small amounts of money. So we're going to utilize invoices going forward. And if you have any questions about the major details, then we can speak quickly after you read the email, after tonight's meeting as well. Now, the commencement gala is really exciting, and I am, as Philip said, looking for volunteers. We have some really great things happening. We have a signature drink for the class of 2012. We need help with the names, possible names for that, and taste testers. So that's okay, so please come see me. That's just one of the things. The tickets are live. Yes. Tickets are live. Remember that graduates get first dibs, and we really hope to see you guys come out and celebrate with us. Make this transition from someone doesn't want to graduate. We've been working closely also with the Dean for some additional funding to help us make it an even greater event. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you want to help, please come see me after the meeting. I almost said after class because I'm so used to giving announcements just now. Yes?
Actually, I just want to say one thing. I don't know if you guys know or don't know it. Once you are with Harvard, you are stuck with your life for the Harvard. You will be with the Harvard for all of your life.
Yes.
You can see the example all around. Keep Phillips there for another 2 years, right?
Yeah, so what Kamal is saying is correct. And this gala will help us make that transition into the Alumni Association. So, I mean, I plan on still being involved, and I know a couple of other students will be as well. So you won't see the last of us yet. Thank you. Good night.
How many volunteers, do we give a number of volunteers? Can we get a show of hands of people that are interested in volunteering?
Oh, well, I'm already.
We need cashiers, we need runners, we need at least 4 to 6 people.
Hold them high, don't be ashamed. It's a good thing.
And the volunteers must be non-graduating.
Exactly, yes.
So you can't be graduating.
Yeah, because we need you to sit, like, for instance, if you're helping us sell tickets, because we have a cash bar, and we're going to need someone to help sell those drink tickets. So you would be stationed pretty much, in one spot, and you would probably rotate with someone else. So the more people that we have, you won't, basically be stuck in one spot the whole night. But we really do need people that aren't graduating. Yes?
Do we keep the tips? If we get them?
No, sorry. That will go to HESA. Thank you.
All right, so make sure you see Odessa. Thank you. So, club leaders, it would probably be good to have a quick check-in meeting after this, just to touch base on the new procedure that she mentioned with the Dean of Students Office. And also, the funding she mentioned is with the Harvard Extension Alumni Association. So they're really excited about this event, it makes a lot of sense for them to help co-sponsor this event because it's a perfect segue from being a student to an alum. So they're going to be presenting, talking, and welcoming all of us as well, the new graduates. If you are graduating, I suppose you could still help out, because a lot of us on HESA are going to be graduating and will be helping out. So it doesn't have to deter you, but of course if you have family and stuff like that, you're going to want to also enjoy the event. So definitely, those of you who raised your hand, make sure you see Odessa when we break out, all right? Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to quickly go through. Let's start with the Pre-Health Society. Annie, come on down and
All right, guys, I can make this quick. I'm Annie Stump. I'm president of the Harvard Extension Free Health Society. We've had so much fun this year, but we actually only have one event left. May 10th, right after our final exams, we have our science professors and our MTS. We all go out for a drink at John Harvard's. It's actually a pretty fun party. It'll be at 9 o'clock on May 10th. You are more than welcome to join us if you would like. Thank you very much.
thank you to the Pre-Health Society for doing a great job organizing all sorts of things, from dental panels to medical school visits and all sorts of things. And Annie has a paper due at midnight tonight, so thank you for coming as well. So let's move right along. We can go this way. So I see the Harvard Extension Business Society. I'm going to give a quick update, talk about your upcoming event as well. Let's give the Harvard Extension Business Society a hand.
Hi everyone, my name is Nizan. I'm the Vice President of Harvard Extension Business Society. I also have here Agnella, she is the President, and we have the Executive Coordinator here too. So we haven't been doing a lot of them this semester just because we're focused on our big conference. So from the last 2 months, we've been putting a lot of effort on our conference, and the conference actually is this Sunday. I'm sure some of you must have already seen that email and the invitation. The conference is actually called the Harvard Entrepreneurship Conference. We have rebranded the conference. Last year it was called the Innovation Conference. We've rebranded it to be more generic, and we call it the Entrepreneurship Conference, more focused on if anyone wants to start a company, want to know anything, nuts and bolts about, if you have an idea and what are the nuts and bolts about starting a company, there's a conference for you. It covers everything, starting from what should be the legal structure, how do you find a business partner, how do you get funding, should you take funding to begin with, if you get an option to get bought out, should you sell, should you stay. We have a lot of big CEOs, founders coming, a lot of entrepreneurs coming. We have corporate attorneys who are coming. We already have 200 registered users, registered participants who are attending. We have a lot of people from HBS, law school, from extension school. We also have people from Babson, MIT Sloan, BU. Plus we have a lot of people from the community, the entrepreneurship community. So it's going to be a big event. We still have 30 to 40 spots open. Because of the room constraint, we cannot accommodate more than 250 people. So if you're interested, get your tickets now. That's this Sunday, and it's in the Northwest Science Center building. I hope to see some of you there.
What's the website?
Our website is harvardeconference.com. So the conference website, or you can always go to the HEPS website, heps.dce.harvard.edu, and you'll find the link to the conference website. But it's easier to go to the conference website, which is Harvard E stands for entrepreneurship, conference.com. So harvardeconference.com. Or if you have any questions about the conference, check with Agnella or myself, and hope to see you there. Thank you.
I just wanted to say I've heard a bunch about this conference from all different folks at different schools, so that's great how you guys are marketing it in addition to with the extension school. You're doing an awesome job. I did want to ask you, who are some of the speakers that you have?
So, very good question. Actually, I should have mentioned that. Our keynote speaker is from the Mass Challenge. I don't know how many of you have heard of Mass Challenge? Or quite a few of you. So Mass Challenge is one of the biggest incubator in the US and actually even internationally. So there's the Mass Challenge CEO and founder who's actually a Harvard Business School alumni. He's our keynote speaker. So he'll be actually setting up the stage for the conference. Plus we have a lot of CEOs and founders who have started company and taken it to various levels. We are focused more on CEOs who are also the founders so that they can speak to their entrepreneurial experience as a journey. So we have CEOs from small companies to mid-sized companies to big companies. So a lot of companies are in the Boston area. Some of the speakers are flying down from the West Coast and the central time, from the central US. So, but I think the most known one is the Mass Challenge guy. The other company, you can look up on the website, you'll find the people there and their bio as well. We also have a few venture capitalists, like Point, Judith Capital is based out of Boston, so we have a few more. And we have corporate attorneys, patent attorneys, so if you want to patent your idea so that you can create a barrier to entry. we have them do. So, it gives you an opportunity to network with everyone, ask questions. So, everyone in one location, one single day. So if you want to start a startup at some point, if you want to convert your idea to a business, well, you will find everyone in one single roof to network with, and hopefully it will help you in the future.
My favorite speaker is the Nick Cole guy who owns the biggest dating website, like
Not dating website, the dating. Yeah, so we have various industries. It's not we are focused on tech or management. So Parul is referring to the CEO and founders. They have 5,000 employees. They are the biggest personal dating assistants, apparently. So if you want to know what are the things to do, you get a personal assistant like a wingman for a weekend. I think that's the business model. It's spread internationally. It's $5,000 per weekend for a wingman, but they teach you each and everything. So it's a business model. There's nothing more than business. But they are very successful in what they do and how they convert the ideas. But yes, you'll find the bio of all the speakers on the website.
So we can learn about how to date.
Yes. Yes.
I was just going to say, I think Prashant needs some.
Can you tell a little bit about the pitch competition?
Yes, so we have a pitch competition. That's going to be the it's going to be the focus of our conference. It's right after lunch. It's a 1-hour competition. It's 120 seconds. It's elevator pitch. In real life, if you pitch to a venture capitalist to get funding for your company or funding for an idea, you cannot get more than 120 seconds. That's the maximum attention span you would get from any venture capitalist. So we have a competition where if you have an idea, you get 120 seconds to pitch to a panel of judges. If you are picked from that round, you get another 5 minutes to expand on your idea. So there's a prize at the end of the competition, plus we'll also, there is no guarantee, but if the VC likes you, you can always get a round of funding, or at least you can get valuable feedback, which is, getting a VC one-to-one is very difficult to get. So we have a pitch competition. We already have, I believe 8 teams right now. Every team will get 120 seconds to pitch. So if you have an idea, if you're interested, if you can present a slide, if you can present your business model and capture the attention in 120 seconds, then that would be a very good opportunity for anyone who's interested.
So you have to register for the conference in order to do this?
You have to be a registered conference registrant to be able to pitch, yes.
And you have to send in your details to before.
Yeah, so I think we're very close to reaching the deadline, so if you might want to do it like as soon as possible if you want to pitch, because I don't think we're accepting any more participants for the pitch competition after tonight. Any further questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gagan, and thank you, HESA. Great job this year. And I had the opportunity to go to one of the Wall Street trips with you guys, and that was a lot of fun. Well, and Jessamine did a great job as well coordinating that. So, yeah, good job all around this year, guys. Congrats. Okay, so moving this way, we have the Harvard Extension Service and Leadership Society to come on down, give us an update from their big event they had just this weekend.
Hello everyone, my name is Andre Besesor. I'm the founder of the Harvard Extension Service and Leadership Society. I'm the current Vice President of HESA. And Nellie Anderson is the President. She's seated back here. I'll go ahead and give the update on what happened with our conference. So just quickly to point out, we had a really big conference. You have to look at the website. Yeah, negotiation.org. Yeah, so we had a really exciting conference over the weekend. It was a 2-day event, and starting on Friday evening and going all day on Saturday. And we had a number of notable speakers, including, scroll down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. We had a number of notable speakers, including Nobel Prize winner Thomas Schelling, and William Ury, who co-founded the program in negotiation at Harvard Law School. Robert Nukin, who's the chair of the program of negotiating at Harvard Law School. We had Tony Robbins, who obviously needs no introduction. We had Sheila Heen, who wrote Difficult Conversations, and she's a lecturer at the law school. Mitch Capor, who sold Lotus Notes to Bill Gates in the 80s, a billionaire, Silicon Valley venture capitalist who is well known in the technology space. Robert Barnett, who's like the lawyer for all of the presidents, Clinton, Obama, all of that top lawyer in Washington, D.C. And a number of us, Steve Staub, who's Jay-Z's business partner and basically revolutionized sort of corporate entertainment and matching hip-hop with like corporate brands like Target and Microsoft and so forth. And a number of other people that we had. I mean, it was really exciting. We had about, a total of 700 people that showed up or participated in the event. About 500 people showed up physically, a sold-out event, sold out space at the medical school conference center. And then we had about another 200 online. Essentially, most of the people said it was like the best.
Bill Gates is calling.
They said it was the best event that essentially, you know, it sort of cascaded up and on until just by the time they were done, one law school student said he was so inspired that he didn't know what to do. He actually got to meet Tony Robbins and so forth. So we also had students from all over Harvard, the college, law school, business school, Kennedy School, all over were just packed into the place. And people flew in from all over the world. Essentially, had people from Europe, from Latin America flying in, not just participated online, but flying in. And it was a really, you know, a really good experience. Most of the speakers thought it was well done and really congratulated, you know, the students at Extension School for putting on this type of event and pulling everything together. One thing that was very interesting was that Tony made a special announcement that he was going to give us, Harvard students, a lifetime discount of half off for attending any event of his. So essentially, we're working with him now to sort of make that available to the students here. Not just, I have to confirm this with him, of course, but not just the students who attended the event, but Harvard students. He's willing to, through us, make that available for half off for any events that he has. So that was pretty exciting. So essentially, that's the update for the event. Natalie, was there anything else for the update?
Just our conflict resolution workshop tonight.
Oh, we had a conflict resolution a week before that, where we had, I think, one of the speakers for the entrepreneurship conference, Tim Cutler. We brought him in to teach on conflict resolution from a legal perspective, and that went pretty good. We had like, I think, 100 people came to that. So essentially, that's pretty much where we're at for the event. Now, I do want to take a quick moment just to mention something to the student body. And I want to take a lot of time on this, but I do want to bring it to the attention of you, the students. And I want to do this in a polite way. And so I'm just going to sort of politely put it on the record. Essentially, what I'd like to bring to your attention is the fact that the Constitution that's currently sort of ratified, we have concerns that it was not necessarily, by an oversight, not necessarily confirmed according to the process that is in the Constitution itself, the 2006 Constitution. And essentially what the bottom line is that the Constitution, because it's supposed to be voted on by 2/3 of the entire student body, that means the entire HESA membership. And in order to get the HESA membership to vote, just like for the presidential or vice presidential election, it should be put to an electronic vote student-wide. And so that was overlooked, I believe. And so we believe that the right thing, and the only reason why I'm here saying this is because I want to articulate a principle of democracy for the students. And I believe that the students should have an opportunity to vote on the Constitution, not just people here or a few students who might be more interested in this sort of thing. Just like it wouldn't be fair to have the president and the vice president voted in here. It should be put to the entire 4,000 students who are part of degree programs student-wide. So we're in the process now of sort of talking about this with the administration, and we will have some follow-up conversations with the current administration and the new administration coming in to try to work through this sort of, what we believe is just a sort of like an oversight but I believe that it's because it's the last meeting that is important that we all sort of think about whether or not this should be something that should be put to a student-wide vote. Go ahead.
I have a copy.
Yes.
It says 2/3 majority of the executive board is necessary to ratify this constitution. The executive board will hold its vote immediately following the approval by a majority of eligible voters present at a general assembly.
Yes, but that's the new constitution.
All right.
Can you pull up?
Yeah, let's not do this right now.
On
Okay?
ratification.
This was an opportunity to talk about clubs, and this has been plenty of opportunity to talk about the Constitution for this entire year. And your specific concerns have been brought towards the Dean of Students and been clarified and confirmed that you've done everything according to order. And if you'd like to talk in a different forum, this is club updates. And so this isn't the correct forum to do this. And
Okay.
we've taken your concerns very carefully.
No, you haven't actually, because I've been trying to work with Aaron and Philip for the entire time, and they've ignored this concern. And I'm trying to say to the students that you have been disenfranchised. You haven't been given an opportunity to vote.
Andre, please, this is club talk. If you have anything to say with SLS,
Okay, so
please
hold
say
on.
SLS. If not,
Hold on a second. Let's just
Are
be
you done
clear.
with SLS update?
No, I'm not done yet, because this is part of the club update that I'm giving as part of SLS.
You cannot manipulate or
Yeah.
I'm not manipulating. According to the Robert Rules of Order, there's the right to add to public comments any issue that's concerning the entire student body. So I'm not, what? So what process?
And that's beside the point. Your concerns have been flushed out very carefully.
No, they have not. And you have not met with me about this. I've met with you.
Specifically and made amendments to the
Mr.
Constitution.
No, you have not. You have not.
This is not the proper.
I was about to finish it.
Forum, so please have your.
Okay, so hold on. Hold on a
I
second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's just be clear. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. This is very inappropriate to stifle the voice of somebody who's bringing something to the students to sort of articulate a democratic principle for the students. This Constitution was pushed through aggressively. It has a lot of draconian elements in there.
But
This
you
is
guys are
completely out of order.
You're creating a scene.
I asked you before
No,
this
no,
meeting,
no.
you've mentioned this
I know students have a right.
Folks, hold on, let me bring this into order. Everybody please take a seat.
Thank you.
Please, take a seat. Everybody please take a seat.
Hold on a second.
I will give you a chance to speak
You
in
had a
due
chance.
time, and we'll put a timer on it, and we'll just bring it to order.
No, I'm
like you should.
chairing this meeting, and please have a seat. This is out
No,
of
but you
order.
can't cut me when I'm in the middle of talking. I wasn't
sorry.
finished. I have another 2 minutes to finish.
The presiding officer is the president, it's gone far enough, stop speaking.
No.
We'll have plenty of
So
opportunities to discuss.
First of all, this is not professional to Gestapo me down when I'm trying to bring something to the student attention. This is entitlement.
No, but you haven't addressed it.
No, you haven't addressed it.
So can I please address it?
Address it here.
I will. Can I have?
No, I would like you to address it here.
Okay, so I think what, with the permission of the president, we'll do quick. Three, if we can get speakers, we have mics, right? We'll get 3 speakers for, and we'll get 3 speakers against. And the point of contention is the ratification of the Constitution.
We've already had
real
this
simple
opportunity for this discussion.
I understand, and I think you're gonna go for it, right? So if, with your permission, I'll entertain it.
Okay.
And there'll be a strict time on
We
it.
can talk about this after. This is not the proper.
Look, I'm willing to talk about this after. I said to Christian outside a while ago, and Christian can confirm this. I didn't come here to create a problem. I was about to wrap up right then and there when Philip stepped in after the lady asked the question. I said to you, hold on, just to be clear about the record. I said here that I wanted to politely put something on the record that I believe is important for the student body. Okay, if anybody knows me since I've been here, I've always spoken up for the rights of the student when things are happening behind the scene that shouldn't be happening. Always. But I said, look, I didn't want to cause a problem. I said it to him. I said, look, all I want to do is make a polite record of it. Okay? And I was interrupted and made a scene. Right. So.
I second that motion.
What?
You had your point.
So
the
final.
I move to reject.
I have one last thing, but I was about to wrap up with her. One last thing I was about to wrap up with her question.
No.
Well, can you stop crowding me? Just,
You-
I'll sit down in 1 minute. I will sit down in 1 minute.
Please have.
No, it's not out of order. I'm addressing the
I don't
question.
have a
Lady.
question.
She was in the middle of asking a question.
is not
I
constitutional.
have one last thing to say, and I want to say it without being crowded here. This is not
You're not
communist
recognized. Okay, you're not recognized.
Cuba, okay?
Point of order, Mr. President,
He says there's no rubber rules of order here.
Okay, well,
I have one thank you, Amit, because I've spoken to Amit, the founder of HESA, about this.
Okay,
I've
great.
spoken to other presidents about this, and what is happening here is incorrect. It is incorrect. And this whole process of trying to stifle this is exactly what I've been dealing with. I've tried to be professional with these, with both Aaron and Philip.
Okay.
I've written them several emails. Hold on, no, I want to say this to the
Mr.
student body.
President,
I do want to finish this point.
point.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. I want to say this to the student body. I reached out to these gentlemen for the past 2 months, asked for meetings. I've been brushed off. I've been told that this issue is done. During the meeting, the ratification, we voted to say this is improper. We were brushed off. We were online and we registered it, and we were brushed off, right? And I believe that this whole thing is an attempt to try to keep the truth from you. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want to say,
How many last things do you have? Andre.
No, hold on. I want to address her.
She doesn't have a question anymore.
No,
How many last things do you have?
No. I have one thing to say to her, and then I'll be done. I'll be done. What I wanted to say to you, what's your name?
My name is Sol Gray.
Sol.
I'm the Director of Student Affairs.
Yeah, the Constitution that you refer to